Let's see here. Excited for some drafts today. We got the update on Suzuki, so we probably should start there. All right. So we get some decent news here. I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was gonna be much worse. Um, so for those of you that missed it, looks like Suzuki just has a PCL strain. Diagnosed with it, or I guess sprained PCL in his right knee. Craig Counsell described as good news, and the Cubs will wait to make a decision on the outfielder's opening day availability this weekend. Um, 31-year-old suffered the injury Saturday, according to Bruce. Suzuki will do some light baseball activities while the swelling in his knee subsides. I know I heard he's still limping, so it's encouraging that he's not being fully shut down. Um, so, my opinion, the most likely scenario is he's going to be shut down for a little bit. Maybe not shut down, I'm sorry, but maybe placed on the IL for 10 days to start the season. I really hope they don't try to rush him back. Like, I would rather have him miss the first month of the season and get fully healthy rather than come back early and have the injury linger. So that's what I hope happens. I hope they don't rush him back, but honestly, it's really good news. We were heavily drafting Suzuki. We have a lot of shares already. So it'll be interesting to see where he falls today. I think I should probably not draft him right now, though. I have too much of him already, so I'm still a little bit nervous that this could linger throughout the year. I mean, we'll see where his price goes, but my mindset going into today is I probably won't draft him at all for now. Maybe if he gets back into a spring training game, but we only have a week. So, yeah, we'll have to see where his price goes, but most likely I'm going to be just avoiding him because I already have a lot of him. If it was like Buxton or something who I didn't have a lot of, I would be down to take the discount, but not since I already have a ton of shares. I did some chatting with AI to see if we could find out a little more about his time frame. So recovery time frames, we heard it was mild. It said 10 days to 2 weeks. So that's a good sign. Like I said, I hope just put him on the IL to start the season. Like, why rush him back? So then I asked if there were any MLB players who had a similar injury. Surprisingly, not really. Like, I thought there would be way more. But they compared it to Stanton, who missed 7 to 8 weeks. But we know Stanton is a bigger dude, and he has more injury concerns than Suzuki. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Suzuki misses a month. That's not that that wouldn't be that surprising. Scopes was a tear, so it's kind of different. Grade 1 or 2, most MLB players return to sports-specific activities within 8 to 12 weeks. So if I had to guess, I would say he misses at least 2 weeks, maybe a month, just to play it safe. But we'll see what happens. The only thing that I need to decide is if I'm drafting him today. Nothing else too crazy here from AI. Same guys here. Oh, I guess Judge had it in 2016. He missed 4 weeks in early July. So that was like right in the middle of the season. So that's what I would expect from Suzuki, honestly. Early April. This is a good sign here, though. Historically, PCL sprains do not sap long-term power, but they can temporarily affect stolen base aggression and lateral range. How many steals was Suzuki projected for? Not that many, right? Maybe 10? 10? I guess I haven't really looked. 7 to 10, yeah. So that's good. I asked about football players. Apparently it's a lot more common in the NFL. But nothing really stood out here. Puka had it a couple years ago, and he missed 5 to 7 weeks. Zach Wilson, 4 weeks. Yeah, so wanted to cover that. Obviously. So let's go ahead and hop into a $1 draft. I'd like to do this one as a practice draft, and we'll do the big draft after that, the $20 one. We're going to try to win $200,000. But I like to use this $1 one as a little practice. See how the board has shifted with the injury news. So let's go ahead and queue up for that, and then we'll review the rest of the news. All right, so what else have we got here? We already saw that. Let's see, Luzardo struck out 5 over 5 shutout innings. He looks like he's grooving. Need to mix him in. So this was an insider or whatever you call him. St. Burns is going to be in the rotation to start this season. 6 pitchers. So that'll be interesting. There was some reports that he might start in the minors, but I guess that's good. I'm still a little worried about his innings, just based on where he's being drafted. So I don't know. We might be like a year early on Burns. I'm definitely drafting Glass now ahead of him for now. But we'll see if he falls at all, just with the negative news. Mike Trout's having a bad spring. I don't think we care too much about the vet, but something to note because his price is rising. Sonny Gray had a really bad outing. We've been avoiding him, and we'll probably continue to do so. Hey, look at that. We got pick number 1. So we get to practice with an Ohtani team here. I haven't got pick number 1 in like weeks, so that's nice. Would love it in the $20 drafts. But we'll take Ohtani and then continue the news. Murakami homered on a 4-seam fastball, 96.6 miles per hour. He's one of our big targets. But I guess one of his downsides or potential downsides was that he can't hit fastballs. So seeing a home run on a 97 mile per hour fastball is a good sign. Adele's been on a tear this spring. He's one of our biggest targets. I have been reaching for him aggressively. I think I'll continue to do so. Jordan Walker has had an awful spring. I don't think I've drafted him at all. It's basically free at the end of drafts, but yeah, I don't know if I see it. Suzuki again. Will Warren had a really nice start. 28% CSW. Only 8 whiffs. But amazing location. Above average stuff there. This was Council talking about
strain of the PCL, part of his knee. Minor in nature. So we're going to treat it right now, kind of see how he progresses kind of through the weekend. And then...
So we already kind of saw all that. Alright, let's take Ohtani here. And that'll give us some time to finish up the news. So Adalis crushes his first home run. I wanted to highlight this because his price has been rising like crazy, but he's been having a horrible spring. But this is his first homer. But he still had a rough spring. We haven't really been drafting him. Now that his price has risen, I kind of don't want to. If he was still in like the 140 range, I'd definitely be mixing him in, but Stott's still been on a tear. Drafted him a couple times, but then I kind of dug into his numbers, and his splits are really ugly against lefties. So I kind of backed off of him. But he has been killing it. So there's just so many infielders at the end of the draft that it's hard to mix them all in. Speaking of, I was thinking when Suzuki's injury looked bad, I was thinking Shaw could have a foot in the door there. And he's been having a massive spring. I wouldn't mind taking him. He's, again, basically free at the end of drafts in that same infielder range. But, it's still kind of hard to see him get there. I guess I say that, but he could just simply DH over Ballesteros. And they have him platooning right now. But I think I want to take some Shaw. It just feels right, especially with the Suzuki injury. Maybe he gets his foot in the door and doesn't, take it out. So, especially when I have some Cubs, we'll be targeting Shaw at the end of drafts. Glasnow had a nice outing, 35% CSW. I think we're still going to be drafting him pretty aggressively. I think people are a little scared of him being the Dodgers rotation, but... And maybe they take it easy on his innings and whatnot. But I'm not too afraid. I think his price is fine. Udon's expected to return some point in April. We haven't really been drafting him. I think that checks out. Let me just scroll through real quick. Yay, Lawrence Butler finally making spring debut at DH. I believe that's today. So, I was fading him for a while because, I drafted him a ton. Started fading him when I got scared about the no news. But now that we have some news, maybe I'll start taking him again. Sheehan's four-seamer was down. His last four-seamer was at 92 miles per hour. It's a little bit concerning. Might not be a good day to take him. He's already risen up the board like crazy, but maybe just want to make sure he's okay. But when you see like the velo dip at the end of their start, could be a red flag. Horton had an awesome start. Baldwin's been on a tear. So I think that was most of the major news there. But let me know if I missed anything. And we'll see where Suzuki goes in this draft. Eno released his rankings 2.0. If you guys want to check that out on The Athletic. Probably shouldn't be sharing that whole thing with you guys since it is paid. It's probably poor form, but we might be checking out a few rankings today. So let's focus in on the draft here. Skeens went 3 here. It's very interesting. Crochet at 11. Roman Anthony at 13. He has been flying up the board. I'm glad we got him kind of early when he was in the 30s. Caminero at 20. We've been speculating that his price would rise. It hasn't really yet, so I kind of want to draft him while I still can. Would have been nice to get him here, but someone reaches on him here. So I need for sure 2 outfielders in my first 3 picks. 3 is fine as well. So let's see what's available here. Would definitely take Vlad if he falls, and he does. That's pretty exciting, Vlad Otani. So we'll definitely go him. And then we have to go with an outfielder. I can't not take a second outfielder here, so we'll just go Woods. That's a nice team. Don't need to get too fancy here. So Vlad and James Wood. I really like that start. That's a fun start. So, okay. Gonna be approaching Suzuki's tier here. Langford at 26. He's another guy we were targeting early when he was in the 30s. So, another good call there. We got to point out our good calls because we're getting crushed by Suzuki and Hunter Green. All right. So at 48, it'll be interesting to see if Ward's ADP starts to rise since Suzuki's is going to fall. Where does Yelich and Teoscar go? I'm very likely to take one of those three here, even if I have to reach, I think. My next picks would be 72, 73, which is about Adele's range. He's still at 77. His ADP has risen a little bit, but I'm starting to see him get taken in the early 70s, so his price might be rising. And we'll see what happens with Suzuki. So PCA down to 30. I was kind of hoping Langford and PCA's ADP would flip. Has it happened here? 26, 28. So not quite. But that's kind of how I've been drafting them. Langford into PCA. Let's see how fast this outfield tier goes. It's only, what, Merrill left? And Arrows Arena? And Bellinger's still there. Goes Bellinger. So this is the end of that tier. Ward's ADP is 48. Yeah. So. Oh, what is Suzuki's ADP? I saw it did drop already. So yeah, he's after Ward now. Again, I probably won't be drafting him because I already have a ton of shares. And it would be fine if he just misses like some of the beginning of the year. I'm not too screwed, I don't think, because these contests pay out your production. You want production in the fantasy playoffs, basically. So maybe it's harder to get a Suzuki team into the playoffs, but maybe he kills it in the playoffs. So there's definitely a lot of scenarios where we could not be screwed. And also the big tournament, which is my main focus, the $20 one. It's already 2/3 filled up, so only a third of the tournament is gonna get the discounted Suzuki price. And even less at this point, so as long as he's not, badly injured or gets a setback, we should be okay. But I don't want to double down on him. So it looks like we had Peralta get reached for here and Lindor. Wonder if Lindor's price is now rising, that it looks like he's going to be available for opening day. There goes Sale at 44. Harper got reached for here a little bit. This guy's just getting his guys. Love to see it. So we are looking at outfield here. And I do like to get my first pitcher here. So we'll see who's available. Jazz would be pretty tempting at that value. So would Hunter Brown as well. Shit, there goes Brown. Okay, so maybe we try to wait for pitching here. We could go Woo. I wouldn't mind it. We do have our Vlad already, so maybe we should go. So we're going to go Ward. Could also go like two outfielders here. It's probably pretty uncommon, but we already have two. I don't mind the Jazz pick here. I just don't like crowding my infield too early. And the pitcher's at 72, 73. Will be another tier down, most likely. So, Jazz or Woo. I think we just go Woo. It's not necessarily that I don't like Jazz or anything. It's just that I've done so many of these drafts, and you're able to find infield value throughout the draft a lot. And there's a lot of good infielders all the way throughout the draft. So, been trying to fill in my outfield and pitching early, especially when we already have like an anchor infield like Vlad. So we only need to fill in 2 more spots. So there goes Suzuki at pick 52. I think that's fair. Maybe I would have him behind Yelich. Um, so yeah. Probably won't be drafting him today. So Jazz fell to 55. It's pretty far for him. I haven't looked at him too much. Damn, 31, 31. Does anyone else notice this, that the DraftKings stats are just like straight up wrong? They have him at 240 with 32 homers. Fangraphs has 242 with 31 homers. I don't understand. But let's see, Jazz has been killing it this spring. Wow, 26% walk rate, 162 WRC plus. It's only 19 plate appearances. I haven't drafted him a lot this year. Makes me a little nervous. Maybe in the $20 one, we should take him if he falls here. Maybe we can see what pitchers are going to be available here. And if we'd be comfortable waiting. What pick was that? 72, 73? Like, sometimes you might get DeGrom there, which is okay. Luzardo. Oh, people are really reaching in this draft, which is fun. Should be some value. So Betts went at 58. Bregman at 51. So there goes DeGrom, Gilbert, Valdez, McLean. Okay. I think Nito is pretty much fully back, I guess today. So that's good to see. I've been buying the dip on him when we kind of realized he was going to be okay. They keep saying here it's his wrist. I think it's his hand though, but it doesn't matter. Okay. There goes Adele at 68. Alright, so I wouldn't mind fourth outfielder here. There goes Stowers. I would have reached for Adele, honestly. And I'll be okay with second infielder here, or a pitcher. But it would be nice to get that fourth outfielder. Whether that be Trout, Nimmo, Happ. Goes Frelick. Okay. Well, hopefully this draft doesn't get thrown out. I don't know how bad it has to be to get thrown out. But that's about a 100 pick reach. Dan Perdomo as well. So that's why we wait on infield. We'll pretty much just take the values with Perdomo and Trout. And I'm pretty glad we took Wu. So, yeah, that felt good. This draft is probably not one to base other drafts off of because we have some people reaching pretty far here. But we will take that. Perdomo and Trout at 72, 73. And that is why I passed on Jazz. If we would have taken Jazz there, it would have been really hard for me to take a third infielder already. And I don't love the pitchers here. DeGrom was already gone. Luzardo ended up going. Cease. I wanted to see where Dino has Cease now. Wow, 23. That's pretty good. I guess, I mean, it's good, but he's so expensive in the draft. I guess he's like, what, the 15th pitcher there? So there goes Nito at pick 80. Wow. Yeah, this is just a crazy draft. So we'll try to get a sick team from this. So Hap still on the board at 81. Yeah, I'm not sure how much we're going to be able to tell from this draft. But just get the brain juices flowing for the big one. And it's hot as hell today. It's 92 degrees in Orange County. So there goes Hap at 83. All right, so we got picks 96, 97. We have one pitcher. So we'll definitely be targeting one. We'll definitely be taking these guys if they're there. I think even Joe Ryan, I'm happy to start taking now that it looks like he's healthy. No update, but he started yesterday and had a nice outing. We'll see what other values are there, because this might be a... There goes Adolis Garcia. We might get some serious value here, so we'll probably try to let that dictate who we take. It's good to try to be flexible in these drafts. It's how you get unique teams. Like how many teams had both Perdomo and Trout falling to the Ohtani team? Probably not a lot. So 96, 97. What are we looking at here? Wow. Looks like the outfield's pretty much taken up, no values. Lyle could be a consideration. We did go Woods, so we already have 4 outfielders though. I'd rather take one of these crazy infield values. There goes Seager. Do you like Turang? So I'd like to go one pitcher, one hitter. There goes Turang. Not against going 5th outfielder if it is Lyle. Well, Abrams is also the stack. Did we just stack it here? Go Abrams and Lyle? Interesting. Abrams and Lyle. Maybe we try it. Kind of like it. And we can fill out our pitching as we go. But this will be an ultra unique Washington stack here. Well, let's try it out. So pretty cool that they both fell. Hopefully I don't get boxed out of pitching too hard. But there's a lot of guys that we like, and we can go we'll go 8 pitcher build, and these next 4 picks will be pitchers. Normally I would have liked to take a pitcher there, but I just thought it'd be fun to go for the unique stack. But if one of these 2 weren't there, I probably would go pitcher. And we have our starting hitters. We have 5 outfielders, which I like to get my outfielders early. So we can get our sixth one whenever it's convenient for us. No rush. And honestly, same with like fourth infield. I get a little nervous when I only have two infielders, but we already have our starters. So I wouldn't. I'm okay with waiting, but we'll consider getting a fourth one as well. But beyond that, it's gonna be all pitching. Bubba Chandler is another massive target of ours. His ADP has been rising, but it's only gone up like 5 picks over the last week. Hopefully he chills right there. But I was thinking this might not be a team for Burns, since we're nervous about his innings and we're light on pitching. We want to get some surefire innings here. And then you guys know I love this tier here. I'm going to start mixing in Ray. These are kind of my guys in that range. Wheeler doesn't really fit the team because he's injured. Savage, innings question. I've been avoiding Gray, and he had a really rough start. I've been avoiding Gore. But I'd be curious to see where Eno has him now. 38. So like behind King, Chandler, Imai. I guess that's kind of why I am fading him, is because of his cost. Cost him. 43. Like those other guys just have better stuff, more upside. Oh man, Butler. Nah, I can't go Butler here. If we had 4 outfielders, we could go Butler. But I'm just going to reach for pitching kind of no matter what. Even if it's Chandler. What about Alcantara? I've been kind of getting cold feet on him. And this is kind of why. I might just go full reach here. They took Alcantara anyways, so I'm just going to get my guys here, honestly. I was going to consider Imai, but he might fall back to us, so we'll just take Chandler. I don't mind reaching for Chandler over here as well, because it could be fairly unique to have him on an Ohtani team, since his ADP has been on the other side of the board for most of the year. We'll just take Cabrera and hope some of these other guys fall back to us. Because if I reach for Imai, he might fall back to us. So we'll just do Cabrera. He has the lowest ADP of the guys I like. Pretty simple. What were the fourth infield options there? Adamas, Story. These guys don't get me too excited. So I think those were the right picks. I wouldn't have minded having Butler there. But we got greedy with our outfield early, which is fine. So we start the pitcher run and see how many we can get. So we're just hoping people don't draft pitchers this pass through. So now it's going to go pitcher, pitcher, pitcher. This guy has 5 already. So we need him to pass. This guy has 5 already. This guy has 5 already. This guy has 5 already. Jeez. So hopefully they slow down taking pictures here. Then we'll get a bunch from our tier. There goes Butler at 128. I think this is kind of your last day to get him at a discount. I think he's DHing today. And is expected to play the outfield later this week. But it'll be good to keep an eye on how he does today. I know he's been playing a lot in the backfields or whatever you call it, but all right, so we are still thinking pitcher here. Not a lot of pitchers going here, which is good news for us. Let's hope that continues. Goes Bubic. It's not really a target of mine. A little worried about the injury. But we should probably get an update on him. Yeah, nothing crazy. So how many pitchers are left here? Now if Burns falls back to us, we can take him there. Don't want to draft him at ADP today. I want to see if his ADP falls a little bit. And there he goes at 137. There goes Jack Leader. This is a crazy draft. These $1 ones go crazy. But that is good news for us. Let's hope these people pass on pitchers. Goes Horton. Damn, he would have been nice. Get the couple cubbies. I wonder if his price will rise after that really nice start. That was 9 picks ahead of ADP. There goes Woodruff. This guy's 5 pitchers. Come on, pass. But really like King, Imai, PPO, so should be in good shape here. Goes Imai. That's okay. We have a couple other options, but I do like Imai a lot. I wonder if King's price is falling. I think he got blown up in a game. 6 runs, 7 hits. But with a veteran, we're not looking at production in spring training. Like, who knows? He could have just been practicing like 1 pitch. It's more about the young guys you're paying attention to results from. So we'll take King. I think I like PPO over Lodolo. I'm going to see what Eno says. I'm pretty sure he agrees. 31, Lodolo, 30. Okay, so they're back-to-back. But I think I'm leaning PPO here. Yeah, we'll do it. And that helps our pitching situation quite a bit. So now our pitchers are Wu, Chandler, Cabrera, King, and PPO. So we need to get that first bench infielder here. We'll definitely be looking at that next pick. And I think we can still wait on outfield since we went 5 pretty early. Okay, let's watch the board here. And if one of those pitchers falls back to us, we will take him again. So I want as many pitchers as I can from that tier. Especially when we waited so long on pitching. So anything interesting here? Cruz at 148. His ADP has been plummeting. It's at 138 now. Murakami 154. It's about ADP. Snell 155. Nico Warner 142. Rise 147. Hell yeah. This guy's getting his guys. 2 outfielders. Quan and Frelick. Alright, so let's take a look at what's left. I would love for some infield value to fall. I think Okamoto's still on the board. Altuve's still on the board. I want to get some Montgomery. I haven't drafted him much, and there he goes. It's probably not smart to fade young guy with so much power. I do like these two outfielders as kind of the end of a tier. And I would throw Doyle in that tier. But since we're strong at outfield, I'd rather get my first bench infielder here. And most of all the pitchers are gone that we had targeted. But I should still draft another here, I think. Like Rasmussen. Like Sheehan, but we talked about his drop in velo today. We like Nola, Imanaga, Paz. McClanahan's looked a little better. And what stacks do we have here? Toronto, Arizona, Washington, Dodgers, Baltimore, Angels. Are there any infield values? No. So we didn't get the infield value that we were hoping for. I think we still go pitcher since we only have 5. I think we have to go pitcher infield. Sucks that there's no values, but we like Barger. And I think for pitching, haven't been drafting Flaherty or Gallen. Guess we'll just go Rasmussen. And we'll take Barger. I want to evaluate this decision here, though. So I passed on Flaherty and Gallen. What does Eno say about them? So Eno has Flaherty at 70. Velocity down, as it is strikeout rate. And then Gallen, 96. Yeesh. So that's kind of why I'm getting nervous about these guys. And then you have Rasmussen up here at 22. I know his biggest issue is that he doesn't go deep into games. But one thing I was noting is that this is just the point differentials from Underdog to DraftKings. And Underdog gives you 5 points for a quality start. So I would say that's where Rasmussen probably loses value on Underdog. Whereas DraftKings, you don't get shit for that. So Rasmussen fits fine here. He's not going to get a complete game. That's fine. We don't expect that. So that's why I went with Rasmussen. But I do want to mix in McClanahan now that he's looking healthy. I saw Senga's velo was looking good. Said he hit 97? 98? I kind of want to start mixing him in. And this will probably be a good draft to do it because we still need 2 more pitchers. It's not as bad as I thought. But we're likely only going 6 infield, 6 outfield. And let's watch the board here. So the rest of our pitchers that we like there are gone. This guy's up to 7 pitchers, 7 pitchers. There's McClanahan. Alright, well, so we're pick 192. Could this be a McGonagall team? I like to take him when maybe I'm going 7 infielders. Just in case he starts in the minors. He's going to be a rookie. He's going to have his ups and downs. Or when we have a very strong infield. I don't know if this is strong enough, though. Alright, well, I'm glad Doyle dropped because that makes one pick pretty easy. I'll be our last outfielder. 20 picks of value. And I do like Walker, so I think we'll just take Walker and Doyle. Wouldn't mind Senga here, but I think if one of these hitters did not fall to us, I would have went Senga. But I do like these two hitters, and they both fell to us at a value. And we need both of those spots, so let's take it. And we have 3 picks left. Probably 2 pitchers and an infielder. So what infielder... I've been getting lazy doing this lately, but I'd like to start tagging my stacks again to help me like distribute these final picks better. So I find I just draft my guy, but I should be doing a better job of splitting it up. So let's see. Lawler could be an option. There's going to be a ton of Baltimore guys. Let's see. Toronto, Colorado. So Tovar would be an option. Been drafting a lot of Tovar. So we're looking at these guys for our last infielder. Be curious to see what you guys like. I do like Tovar. God, I like Paredes, but it just seems so crowded in Houston. Haven't taken Lawler yet, but he's been getting some hype. Same with Mayo. Same with Basalo, but he's a catcher. Adley. That's about it. Benj is another guy I want to start mixing in a little bit more aggressively. He's off to a great start in spring, but doesn't fit this build, unfortunately. So after these 2 picks, we'll queue up for the main event here. And we'll be hoping for a top 5 pick. Alright, so last infielder here. I think I should probably go McGonagall if he drops. Otherwise, I guess just Tovar. Taking him a lot, but it's like he's gonna play every day. He's in Colorado. He said he made some tweaks this offseason because he had a horrible hitting year last year. 78 WRC plus. I think this 26 homer season is just giving me too much hope. Maybe. I've been having an awful spring as well. Yeah. Can we afford McGonagall on this team? Vlad, Perdomo, Abrams, Barger, and Walker. I think we can. I think since we got Walker, we can. And let me queue up some pitchers. I have not done that yet. We like Weathers. We like Burrows. We like Soriano. Ponce. Been seeing some buzz for Harrison. I haven't really looked at him yet, though. I probably should, though. Will Warren's been having a couple nice starts. Same with Ryan Nelson. Alright, this was pretty interesting. Looks like McGonagall's still available. So we'll take him. So it's bench. But we'll go ahead and take McGonagall as our last infielder. And I really like Burrows, but I've been drafting him a ton. If this is the $20 draft, I'd probably take him, but I should mix it up, and I'll go Weathers here. Alright, so I still think it's an 8-pitcher team. I think that's still my favorite build. Definitely don't need another outfielder. I think we're fine at infield. Got a couple good boring picks here. Walker and Barger. Well, Barger has upside. But that should keep our infield afloat until McGonagall comes up. So let's just queue up some pitchers and we will get ready for that next draft. Am I missing any pitchers here that you guys like at the end of the draft? Still not drafting Suzuki. Saw Grayson Rodriguez. We looked at his velocity yesterday, and compared to the previous years, it's still down quite a bit. So I'm a little nervous of him. There's been some speculation that Abel makes the rotation over Zebby, so I'm a little nervous on Zebby. Cantillo's fine. Alright, so hopefully we'll get one of those guys, and let's queue up for the big draft here. So this is the $20 Best Ball Draft on DraftKings. This one right here, with $200,000 going to first place, so that's pretty exciting. And we are hoping for a top 5 pick. Wow, it's about to fill. I'll show you why. This is my exposure here. So 8% is average. I'm not fading any of these guys. I just have not gotten the picks. And I always get 8 through 10. Actually 7 through 10. So please no 7 through 10. And let's see what we get. Hey, we get pick 2. We will take that. Love to see it. Needed some more judge teams. And honestly, it's going to be a pretty similar draft to where we drafted our practice one here. So that should help. Although this draft was kind of freaking crazy. But let's get our last pick in and we will focus up. Looks like we might end up getting Burrows the last pick. And that's pretty exciting. I'm glad we took Weathers instead. Okay. So that was a pretty fun team. Pretty unique. The nice little Washington stack there at discount. Alright, feeling good about that. So hopefully we get Judge here. Judge or Ohtani. And let's get that Judge exposure up. Alright. Alright, let's see. Does this guy just go Ohtani? All right, looks like we got a judge team. Pretty happy about that. Just very happy I did not get 7 through 10 because I've gotten that pick all the damn time. So this will be the interesting draft to see where. So Witt goes 3. That's pretty interesting. Cunha at 5. But this will be the draft where we're gonna want to see where Suzuki goes. I'm not gonna draft him at 50. I don't think he'll fall to 71. I'll consider him there though. But 23, 26. We know we want at least one more outfielder there. And I kind of want to sneak in some Caminero shares. Carroll's up to 8. Julio. There's Tucker. Kurt's at 11. That's pretty early. Doesn't really impact us much. I was going to say I want to see where Jose Ramirez falls as well, but it looks like not at all. Looks like he is probably going to be healthy. I would probably have gone like Ellie over Jose for a couple days until he gets back into the lineup, but nothing crazy. Crochet at 14. That one's somewhat interesting. Sometimes he falls, so won't be getting a pitcher here. Love Churio. Would have been cool if he fell. Goes Cal. So the question here is going to be, do I take like the outfielder here? Or do I take it here? I guess we'll have to see, obviously, who's available. Goes Ellie. That would have been fun. So we're 4 picks away here. Can we get Vlad to fall? And then the second question will be, do I reach for Langford? Langford. The main reason I wouldn't reach for Langford is because I already have a ton of him. So I should probably stop doing that before he strains his PCL. So let's see what happens here. Do we go Jordan? It's a little boring, but boring's okay. In the first couple rounds, especially. Part of me kind of wants to go like Caminero Langford, though. There he goes. Also, 3 outfielders is fine here. I guess we just go Jordan. Yeah, it's fine. It's not very exciting. But it should be steady production from an outfielder. Alright, so don't have a lot of Alonso. It's probably what I should do is Alonso. My third outfielder would probably be Ward. No, I feel like I'm getting fatigue of doing that draft. Do I just go Langford and get my guy? Yeah, screw it. So it looks like we're all in on Langford this year. But could be worse. So we went with the 3 outfield to start. Probably Alonso was a safer pick there. Get that anchor infield in. But we went with the sexy pick. Should be a little bit more unique. Because it would require you to reach for Langford. But that should free up these picks. Definitely want to go 1 infield. And then either a pitcher or I'm okay with 4th outfielder. Can't believe we only have a week left. I feel like the last week I probably shouldn't reach for my guys that I'm way heavy on, like what I just did. But I think at some point I should go back to going ADP in the first several rounds. Just to even out my exposure a little bit. So let's see here. So Yamamoto went 35 to the Crochet team. There goes Yelich at 38. That makes our pick look good. But we'll see if other people also reach for outfield. That guy took Yelich over Buxton. So that's interesting. I honestly thought like the outfield would just always be dried up now that Suzuki's gone, but now I find like Buxton falls to 40, Rosarena sometimes falls. Now I guess this Yelich pick throws some things off, but so 47 for sure take Sanchez. I think we'd for sure take Brown. Goes Harper. Damn, I was really hoping for Sanchez there. We'll take Brown, but man, Sanchez there would have been so unique. Fuck, so close. I also have like a ton of Brown. Not a ton, but way more Brown than Sanchez because of their prices. So that would have been really nice, but he gets taken. So we'll go with Brown. And then we should either get our first infielder, which Mookie could be okay, or we go 4th outfielder. I'm going to be honest, I think I'm leaning outfield. Yeah, I think we do it. Langford is our 3rd. I like Mookie, but we'll go with Ward. Keep building the outfield. And we'll hope some infielders fall to us. Probably takes us out of Adele range. 74. Which I don't love doing, but it is what it is. And since we did wait so long on infield, I'll try to be a little bit more aggressive with infield for really the next 4 picks. Try to get at least 2, maybe even 3 here. All right. So Bichette at 52. It's a little bit of a reach. Check out I was getting this stack. Suarez at 53. So some people are reaching for infielders here. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Goes Perdomo. It goes Betts. Alright, guys. Chill on the infield, please. Goes Machado. Hoping these guys all pass on infielders on the way back then. And none of them went pitching, so if one from that tier falls to us, we'll definitely be going pitcher infield. So there goes Suzuki at 60. I think that feels about right. Where do you guys think Suzuki should go right now? Such a question mark. I mean, I think I said after the Yelich Ward Hernandez tier, that's where he goes here. Goes McLean. I'm expecting a pitcher run at some point here. If not, we'll take one. Looks like Nito doesn't fall here. He would have been nice. So what do we have left here? Fried would be amazing. Peralta would be amazing. Raggins and Gilbert are fine. Yeah, all the infield values already gone. But we do like Soderstrom and Seager as a stack, so those are options. Can't really go outfield here. There's no way we get Fried back here, right? Come on, Sex Panther. This guy has 2 pitchers. Ooh. Come on, dude. Oh my god. So that's pretty annoying. This guy went his 3rd pitcher. Would have been awesome to get Fried here. We'll take Gilbert, though. That's fine. And then we'll go infield on the way back. Thought for sure I was going to get Fried there. So did we go Seager for the stack? I think I'd rather just have Soderstrom. Since this is our first infield, I don't want to get too cute with it. So we'll just go Soderstrom. Feels a little safer than Seager. He's been crushing it in spring. And I want to get as many A's as I can this year in that ridiculous ballpark. Seager's power was down last year, but he still had a 138 WRC plus. Played 102 games. I know that's his biggest issue, so Probably another reason not to take him as your first infielder. If you're already behind, why take a guy who might only play half the season? I mean, I don't really like think about injuries too much. But with Seager, I feel like you have to. And I say that, and honestly, damn, he's had a pretty good run here. 150, 120, 120, 102 games. So, not fading him or anything. I think I just like the A's players this year. Yeah, that's what I'm not sure about. Like, how important is that stack there? Like in football, for sure, I'm taking the stack. But baseball feels just a little different. Like, I like taking stacks late. I feel like that's where the value is. And I don't like to change my strategy to get a stack early. It's kind of my thought process. But I'm not sure if that's the right call there. But we only got one infielder, so let's hope we can get some value there now. It looks like someone just reached for two infielders, so that's pretty bad for us. And Adele's falling. Draft is not really going our way. Rice would be really nice, though, to stack with Judge. Whoever gets Adele here is going to get some really good value. If he falls to me, I'm taking him. There he goes, I pick 88. That guy got a gift there. His third outfielder, stacking with Nito, Freeman, Betstack. It's a pretty nice team. He got lucky, though. IMO. Haven't seen Adele go at 88. But that's what you need to do, is get lucky in these drafts. Wouldn't be against two infielders here. Don't want to fall too far behind. There goes Rice early. Okay. If we get both Cubbies, that wouldn't be bad. This guy has 4 infielders already. This guy has 3. I mean, at some point, they're going to have to stop taking infielders. Goes Lyle. So we should at least get one of the Cubs. This guy's probably going to take an infielder. He only has 1. So we'll get Bush. It's still a round of value. I mean, as much as I was bitching, it's still quite nice. He's got some nice power, too, so we'll take it. Be cool if Bregman fell back. I doubt he will. Could we consider anything else? I'm fine on Goodman as well. Don't want to fall too far behind. Could stack Stanton with Judge. Eh. Mizorowski would be an okay pick here. There he goes. So, actually pretty nice. Pretty nice getting the Cubs stack there at about a round of value. I have no issues with that. So we had to be patient, but we found a little bit of value at the infield. That's generally our overarching strategy. You just never know when the infield value is going to come. But happen to be the Cubbies here. Does that mean this should be a Shaw team? It'd be another infielder, though. But it might not be a bad play. I'll have to remember that at the end of this draft. But we also have the Rangers, and Berger's another one of my favorite last round picks. But I have a ton of Berger. I'm such a sucker, though. I'm like, but I don't have Berger on a Judge Langford team. Goes Yuri at 102. You guys seen anything crazy here? It seems pretty straightforward. Mizorowski was a little bit of value. Honestly, Adele is like the biggest value here. Kirby was a bit of a reach, right? Yeah. Garcia was falling for a while, but I think those days are over with his good WBC games. Goes Rogers, Gray. So we know I'd go heavy pitching in these rounds. So what do I need, like, before I start doing that? Am I weak anywhere on hitter? I mean, I guess another infielder wouldn't be bad to get that first bench one. I don't think I need a fifth outfielder here, so probably won't do that. We like these two guys. What does Eno say about Eovaldi? I'm sure he has last now higher. Wouldn't mind Wilson as my fourth infielder. So definitely gonna get one or two pitchers here. How crazy do we want to go with Chandler? Now, I think I should still draft him after Glass now, but maybe we go both of them. Well, we already have two pitchers, so oh shit, I was gonna go Wilson. I was gonna go Wilson. Kwan's still available. He feels like a nice piece to have. But since we were aggressive with outfield early, I think I'd prefer to not take him here. I think we're going to be stupid and reach for Bubba. This will be an okay Burns team since we have the two aces. But I do like reaching for Bubba, kinda. I don't know, was he ever as low as 143? Can't remember. He might have been, so maybe it's a little stupid. But I don't love these infielders. Don't love these outfielders. So it's going to be pitcher. I mean, out of all these guys, obviously I like Burns, but he's just so risky. Had to do it. Had to do it. We got our boy Bubba Chandler. And let's hope it works out for us. It'd be cool if they had like a little chart with his ADP over time. I know like a week ago he was like 136. But even like drafting him around early here, it's not really that big of a reach. I mean, this is just all like Alba pitchers, right? Like, don't get me wrong, a round up here is way different than a round down here. Because a lot of these guys in this round are probably going to miss. So he's just a guy I want to be aggressive on. And the pitching staff's looking real nasty now. There goes Barger at 131. Wow. This is the guy who reached... Alrighty. So we're at 434 now. Hate to sound like a broken record, but I love these pitchers. It's going to be hard for me not to draft them. We'll take Burns if he falls. Still need the 4th infielder and 5th outfielder. I don't want to wait too long on either of those. I do like Laureano. Maybe we'll do one hitter, one pitcher. It's like twisting my arm to do it. But I did reach for Chandler. Glass now. We have 4 pitchers. I'll have 5 after this. Goes Abreu. Yeah, outfield's going to get real tight here. This guy has 5. Goes Imai. But I think that's the only outfielder I would draft here. And we'll try to wait on infield a little longer. Do we take Burns? I'm hoping this guy doesn't go outfield. He has 5, so I could probably wait on Laureano for the next round. How badly do we want Burns? Here goes Laureano. Alright, so we'll go 2 pitching. 2 pitchers. Man, I guess we take Burns. I mean... it's fine. We'll take it. Probably be the latest he goes. All draft season. So we could go 4th infielder here. That would feel pretty good. But now that we just took Burns, a risky pitcher, I'm just going to keep going pitching. And we'll see how it plays out. So this will, man, it's probably gonna be a 7 pitcher build then with 7 infielders. What's been happening when I've been doing this build quite a bit lately, and my 5th outfielder feels really bad, and I think I probably just did it again. If we can get Doyle back, it's kind of the line for me. Like these guys are at least all like full-time players that have some pop. Sorry, Simpson. So I really want one of these as my 5th outfielder. And then there's a lot of options for the 4th infielder. And I probably won't go any more pitching here, so let's hope one of those outfielders falls to us and we get 1 infield value. So I think I want these guys to draft pitchers now. There goes Doyle. Okay. So there goes some pitching. This would be a good McGonagall fit. All right, we already have some steady eddies here, and we're looking for upside at infield. So we'll see if he fits. Talked about, I mean, we already said we had 2 nice stack targets with, shit, we can throw Mayo in there too, but Berger, Mayo, Shaw. Goes Okamoto. He would have been nice if he fell. Yeah, none of the outfielders are falling. Kind of wondering if Friedel's going to get squeezed out of the Cincinnati lineup, but I think it'd have to be Marte who takes his spot. And he's off to a rough start in spring. So maybe they won't do that. No, he's not that bad. 96. I had 30% strikeout rate, 2% walk rate. Yeesh. And who else are we looking at? Fuck. Stewart would be nice here. He's not great in this tournament right now because he was going at pick 200 plus for so long, so if he ends up being a stud, there's going to be a lot of teams with pick 200 Sal Stewart. This guy's very likely to take an infielder, so I should probably take the one I want first. Goes Friedel. It's not like I'm dying to get Frelick. Warner would be another Cubby. Goes to Lauder. So I really should take Frelick, but I think this guy for sure goes infield. I'm not for sure he'll go outfield. We're kind of desperate, so we'll take Sal Stewart. I haven't really taken him at this price. It's at least 7 picks past ADP. Okay, so we could go like Nico Horner. That wouldn't be bad. Ooh, this could be a nice bench team as well. I think we kind of have to go Frelick. Wouldn't mind Horner. I think we'll just go Frelick. I don't like drafting like 2 of these outfielders. Carter's a good pick as well for this team. I don't mind going 1 though. So we're at 645 here. I do think it'll be a 7-7-6 build. Just because Sal Stewart's our first bench infielder. But we did take Burns, who's a risky pitcher. That's usually when I like to go 8 pitchers. But we also got 2 aces, so I think 7 pitchers will be fine, especially with this group here. So we like these 2 outfielders. Since we're so light, I would definitely take these sure things if they came back to us, Chapman and Horner. And I haven't gotten much Baldwin, but he's been on a tear, so that would be a nice fit. I like Walker. So if we can get one of these guys, I'll be feeling pretty good. And the rest, this is kind of the end of a pitching tier for me here. Don't really want to go Snell since we already have a risky pitcher, and we might go 7 pitchers. So let's watch the board here. There goes McGonigal. He would have been an infield target. Goes Cole at 182. Goes Walker, one of our infield targets. So let's hope for not a lot of infield picks here. This guy's got 6, 5, 3, 5, 5, 6. So I could see a lot of these guys passing on infield as he takes another. Okay, Rodon. How many we got left? 3. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. This guy's got 5. It's crazy that McLean's up to 162. Glad we took him aggressively in the 200s. This guy takes his 6th infielder. This guy needs one. So there goes the 2 values. Still like Baldwin. Otherwise we might have to go Swanson. Just go all in on the Cubs. Fuck. Alright, well, there goes all the infielders, so. Swanson, you are the one by default. I wonder if Holiday makes sense here as well. It's a Baltimore stack with Ward. We said we wanted upside. I think that works out pretty nicely. Do I have to take him first? Yeah, this guy has a Baltimore stack and needs an infielder. I think I want to go 2 infielders here. I wouldn't mind Baz. But since we kind of got boxed out here, I think we need to be a little bit aggressive. So I'll go Holiday. And we'll hope Swanson falls back. If not, we can take Baz. We'll hope one of these guys are there next time. Probably, I'm sure Benj will be gone. Fuck, there goes Carter. I think we still go Swanson. It's boring, but I think our team is already exciting enough. And we got 3 picks left. Alright, so we got Jackson Holiday for upside. Let's go ahead and tag some of those infielder stacks. Still need a 6th outfielder too. Cam Smith is a Houston stack. Been taking some Willie Castro at the end of these drafts when I just need some productions. Maybe this would be a better Beavers draft though, going with the Baltimore theme. So let's put him above of Castro and Smith. Smith just makes me nervous with that strikeout rate, but even in spring he's striking out 34% of the time, but at least he's walking. Damn, he's at a 129 WRC plus with a 34% strikeout rate. The thing is, the guy he's competing with has a worse strikeout rate. Are they even competing, Cam Smith and Zach Cole? Probably. Look at that, 38. He's having a pretty bad spring. Okay, so let's get those infielders tagged up. I mean, technically Josh Jung too. I haven't been drafting him much. It's another injury guy. What's Manzardo been up to? I drafted him a lot early. I just kind of slowed down just to mix in other guys. Is that good? It's got a 2 of a WRC plus. Gotta say, I've never seen that in 40 plate appearances. So maybe we stay off the Manzardo train for a little bit. That's a little scary. Technically, Paredes is a stack. Berger and Shaw we wanted. We'll definitely go Benj first. And I guess Dominguez as well as the Judge team. And then we need one more pitcher. So we need probably one more of each position here. Still a lot of pitchers that we like, so let's just chill on that. I think we go Benj. I haven't really gotten him, and this is a round late. Yeah, we'll take him here. I like this spot. Then we'll take one of our infielders. This is such a damn crapshoot down here. So probably like Paredes, Berger, Shaw. I don't know. We said at the start we were going to go Berger, Shaw. Maybe we stick with that. Pick every 218. Shaw will be a little risky. Let's get Berger and we'll think about the rest. Berger, we at least know, is going to be getting playing time. He's got some nice pop. The projections really like him. He's hitting cleanup for our stack. Could go double Rangers. Let's take a look at how Shaw can get there. How old is he? He's like 24? 24. We have Swanson and Bregman and Bush. Another thing that's interesting about Shaw is he should be the least drafted player out of all these guys. He wasn't getting much hype until like this weekend. So if he does get a lot of playing time this year, it could be really nice. What the hell am I saying? I already have 7 infielders. We need a last pitcher. So no Shaw. He eludes us again. And we have to go 7 pitchers. I will not go 6 pitchers. I refuse. Alright, well that makes the last pick pretty easy. Ashcraft already went. Okay. I'm okay with that Burger pick then. Pair him up with Langford. I already have a couple Cubs. And he's definitely safer than Shaw. He's going to get injured tomorrow now that I say that. So let's see, out of these 3 pitchers, do I have any like stacked pitchers? I think those are my 3 favorites. I mean, we can toss Will Warren on there. So I'm trying to figure out like how to distribute my shares between these late round guys. We do have Hunter Brown, so I don't mind pushing Burrows up. And that's about it. So I'm okay with this order here. Where does like have these guys? Burrows 74, Savali 88, Meyer 80. Oh, he actually likes Will Warren the most. Wouldn't mind a Will Warren share either. Do like the Yankees pitching. I think we'll stick with Burrows here. I think Burrows gets drafted a little earlier a lot of the time, whereas Will Warren's pretty much always there. But it's just a gut. Alright, let's take a look at this team here. So what do you guys think? Did we win 200K today? So we went Judge, Jordan, Langford. These 2 were just pretty much ADP, and Langford is our guy that we reached on. Could be a little unique having Langford over here with Judge. We got Hunter Brown at 47, a little bit of value there. Then we went Ward for our 4th outfielder. So we got Judge, Alvarez, Langford, and Ward. Feels pretty good. Got Gilbert as our 2nd starter. And went with our 1st infielder at Soderstrom. Got the 2 values from the Cubs infielders here. Really like the Bush value here. And Bregman's fine as well. That could be pretty nice, especially on a team where we were waiting on infield. Even if it's not like top tier in the regular season, could be enough to get us there, and then they could pop off in the playoffs, fantasy playoffs. So that's pretty interesting, I think. And then we hammered pitching. We went Glasnow, Bubba Chandler, Burns, PPO. Insane upside here. And then some more stable arms. Then we got our 4th infielder with Sal Stewart. So that'll be nice if he has a good year like people are expecting. And got the fifth outfielder with Frelick. Really just a floor play. We needed some stats just in case Ward goes out, Langford goes out. He should be able to fill in if there's any small injuries. Then we took Holiday, stacks with Ward. We needed infield upside. I think that pick made a lot of sense, especially at the depressed price. Kind of got forced into Swanson here, but it goes with our Cubs stack, and he's also just a nice little floor play for when these guys, when Holiday's out. Came back with Benj, which is a nice value on him, and he's a nice upside outfielder. Really like this pick. Haven't gotten him a lot, so having like a nice share of him where he would be at high impact feels pretty good. And then we got our last infielder with Berger. I do like this pick for this team. I still wanted like a little bit of a floor play. So I think that's fine. And then we finished it up with Burrows, but that could have been any pitcher. So cool. At least we got another judge share in the big tourney. So I think I'm gonna call it there for today. Thanks for joining me today. Think I'll probably do the same stream tomorrow, same time. So come out and join me. And yeah, let me know what you thought of the drafts.